What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Durant, and we're here to talk more Celtics basketball as the Boston Celtics fall to the Chicago Bulls late after losing a fourth quarter lead. I want to go ahead and recap the season so far, not just this game, but let's go ahead and talk about the season so far. What's wrong with the Boston Celtics? In my opinion, there's nothing you can necessarily point to in particular. I feel like this team just has to start making shots, one. And two, we have to switch up the defense. The variety on defense is just lackluster. Switching sucks. I'm sorry. I know that was the one holdover from the Brad era to this era that I just didn't want to happen. I was very psyched for Ime Udoka. I knew he was a defensive coach, but I wanted to see different sets. I wanted to see variations of the zone. I wanted to see something different. Not switching. Switching stinks. I mean, it's the easiest concept to figure out. Teams can get whatever matchup they want. Your bigs are frequently finding themselves around the three-point line. You can't get boards. I hate switching. I hate this defense. I hate that we have to do this again. I had to see more bad of it last year. It was shaky when Brad was doing it. It kind of held up because we just had good players. But now that we don't have these three elite wings, this two guard that could defend and also be there, it just looks bad. It looks bad. And let's just talk about this team in general. I wouldn't point to necessarily one thing as far as the Jays. I wouldn't say, well, the Jays just need to pass more, and that's just something that needs to be. Let's talk about Marcus Smart also and his comments after the Bulls game. Talk about a team captain. Oh man, talk about a team captain. Wow, that Marcus Smart just puts the target, lights up Udoka, lights up Jayson Tatum, lights up Jaylen Brown. And how many times, I want you to think about how many times have Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum had Marcus Smart's back through the bricks? Through the bricks. Like how many times have they had his back through the bricks, through the nonstop bad shot selections, when he's been called just a flat out bad player, when he's had terrible games, when he's in games like 5 of 40, when he's shooting 20% from the 3-point line. Coming into this game, Marcus Smart had a career high in turnovers, and his percentage, I think his percentage from 3-point was a career low at 20-something%. Did Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown go ahead and go off to the media and say he needs to play better? I want you to ask yourself this. When we're talking about Marcus Smart as a leader on this team, and we're talking about him being a captain on this team, ask yourself, because these are players that they've paid. These are players that are considered to be the core and foundational pieces of this team. And that's one thing I have. That's a problem that I have with what Marcus Smart said. And I'm not going to sit here and say, everything he said was wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say he was wrong, but you're not the person to say that. You're not. And I don't care what anyone says. Of course, good. He had a good game against the Chicago Bulls, where he had 0 assists, by the way. Talk about passing the ball. Up until that game, that was his best game of the season, and I think he was 5 of 11 for 16 points. That was his best game out of the 7 games we played. That was his best, because all of the rest were terrible. The other 6 games, Marcus Smart looked terrible. He looked like he should be on the bench. Am I wrong? Am I the only one honestly, am I the only one seeing this? What a captain. Amazing. What an amazing leader Marcus Smart is. Love it. You just, it's not like Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown aren't getting enough slander for the lackluster start for the season. They're the face of this franchise. You know that, correct? These are the guys that are taking this. So you going into this at the end of this game, just think about this. I want everyone to think about this. When we talk about the Chicago Bulls game, this is the first time in a shot clock era that a team went into the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead and lost by 14 or more points at the end of it. And you're going to blame that all to Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown not passing the ball? Let me pull the numbers up. Let me go pull the numbers up. Let's just talk about this all in its full context. The team got fucking outscored 39-11. I'm here to tell you, Marcus Smart, the only problem is not them passing the ball. That's not the only problem. That's not the way to go about it. And if you follow me on Twitter, you saw my tweets. You saw what I said. Hey, listen. I feel like personally Marcus Smart should have been traded a while ago. Just my opinion. Am I wrong? If you could go back in time now to last year and the Pelicans offered you Lonzo Ball for Marcus Smart when they were just asking for a first round pick, you would take that in a heartbeat. And now, what do you, just make a guess, what does everyone think we could get from Marcus Smart now? Harrison Barnes? No.
Hey Zay, hurry up.
Marvin Bagley? No. Derrick Rose? No. Who could we get from Marcus Smart at this point? And this is what I'm talking about. And people are gonna say, well, you know, Marcus was saying that. Y'all know how Marcus is. Y'all know. No. But at a point, you have to ask yourself, how many bad games has Marcus Smart had? How many bad games has Marcus Smart had? A ton. He's had a shit ton of bad games. Did anyone go out there and put a target on his back? Did anyone go out there and throw him under fire when he's shooting 5 of 21, shooting 25% from the three-point line? Before this game, he was having the worst statistical season of his career. He's the wrong person to be saying these things. The wrong person. He's out of line. And you know what players on this team that are out of line? They should be traded. Terry Rozier went on ESPN, ran his fucking mouth. Do you know what happened? He got traded because he was out of line. What did Drake say? Role players talking like starters. Up until this game, it looked like a disaster as him as a starter. And I don't know what he meant by this whole thing about they've got to pass, we got to call more plays. Are you asking for a bigger role? Because you're not going to get one. We've seen you with a bigger role. It's horrible. Marcus Smart with a bigger role is horrible. And like I said, I'm not disagreeing with what Marcus Smart said. That is true, what he said. We need to start passing the ball more. We need to stop playing more ISO. We need to get out of that. But he's the wrong person to be saying it. 1, 2, you should not leave your players for dead to the media. And 3, that's not the only reason. It's not the only reason. It's not the only reason they lost this game. And when you get blown the fuck out 39-11 in the fourth quarter, I'm sorry I'm cussing, because this is how livid I am by the audacity of Marcus Smart. When you have gotten blown out 39-11 in the fourth quarter, I'm sorry, you can't blame that to 2 players. Well, I'm doing everything I'm doing on the other end. I can't just do anything sitting in the corner. 39-11 in the fourth quarter. Can you stop someone? Maybe play defense? I don't know.
Hey Zay, hurry up.
How many times have we seen this guy disengage? It had to take, going back to the Charlotte game, it had to take LaMelo Ball pulling his pants down on national, not on national, but on television, pulling his pants down, dropping him for him to get engaged in the fucking game. How many times have we seen this guy whiff on both ends? Last year, he was not good defensively. Let's be honest. So who is he to call out the 2 best players on this team? Somebody help me. Somebody help me. The problem with the Celtics is we should get Marcus Smart more involved? Hell no. Marcus Smart was at 11 shots in this game. That's exactly where I want him at. That's where I want him at. 11 shots. That's 5 of 11. Hey, that's exactly where I want this guy at. I don't want you chucking anything past that. Like, am I the only one who's thinking this? Like, you're the wrong person to be saying this, period. And he left his players for dead. These are the two guys that are going to take the most shots on this team as far as, I'm talking about by the media, not on the team, but they're going to take the most shots by the media. They're going to take the most blunt of the blame for why this team isn't playing good. Do you think they need that from a teammate? This is a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. And the crazy part about it, the crazy part about this is that nothing will change. Nothing will change offensively. I hope he realizes that. Nothing will change offensively. As always, guys, have nothing left for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.